All right, we're going to start you with a map of Celebration Key. As you know, it's not an island, it's an area on Grand Bahama. But on the left, we have Pearl Cove Beach Club. To the right of that, we have Calypso Lagoon. And on the far right, we have Starfish Lagoon. In the middle, you have Lacono Cove. That hopefully gives you a bit of perspective of where we are talking about as we go through all of these restaurants with menus. Now, as you know, we have Island Eats, which is one complimentary lunch, which is available at the food trucks, the food hall, and more, but not at the main restaurants, where you will typically get 25% off of one entree. But there are also options for upgraded meals at the food trucks and in the food hall, which I'm going to show you as we walk you through. And there are kids' menus. I did manage to get a picture of one at Gills Grill. So we're going to start you with Yumshine Scoops. This is the ice cream area. This is one of the first things you'll see as you get into Celebration Key. It's on the right-hand side, right before the kids' play pool, which is there. So that is Starfish Lagoon on that side. There is the menu, but I'm going to show you it broken down in a second. There's a bar right there. Again, this is one of the first things you're going to see as you come into the island. Just look for that yellow building, but it doesn't open until a little bit later. As you can see, it's closed right now. That is Calypso Lagoon. You can see in the distance right there. So here we have the menu, Yumshine Scoops. I broke it down into a couple of pictures so it's easier to read. These are going to run for 8 to 10 seconds each. So if you want to freeze the screen, feel free. But it's much easier to read when I break the menus down a little bit like this. Next up there, we have the coffee shop where the umbrellas are. But I figured as a little bonus, I'm also going to show you some video of the slides bar. Just a special treat for you. So there you have the swing bar, slides bar, swing bar. Not a restaurant, but I figured I'd show you. So the menu for the coffee. And again, I broke it down into 8 to 10 second portions. So feel free to freeze this if you want to, but I'm not going to leave that up for a crazy amount of time. Otherwise, you'll never get to watch this video because it'll be like an hour long. So again, all of these menus I'm going to have up. They're going to run about 8 to 10 seconds. They do have some desserts at the bottom there. You'll see it says VAT. That's value added tax. It's an English term. It's kind of like your regular tax here. Now, they do have 5 what they call snack shacks around the island. Unfortunately, I did not get to take a video of any. But there are your Island Eats options there, broken down on the right in more detail. And then also they have a slightly better menu there. Well, slightly better, but a pay menu there where you get 25% off. Again, the snack shacks, there are about 5 of them spread around Celebration Key. If I refer to it as an island, tell me to shut up. It's not an island. It's a resort on Grand Bahama. So I'm going to show you the food trucks on Calypso Lagoon now. Here they are. Now, those areas there with the blue slide shaded areas there, or the blue fronts, you actually order your food depending on the food truck there. You'll see the name of them on top. When you don't see the name on top, you walk up to the actual food stop. But you can go up to these machines, which I'm going to show you in a second, and you can select your meals, kind of like, almost like when you go to McDonald's, you know, when you order your food. And then you pick it up when it's ready. So these machines here, it's very difficult with the light, but basically these are your free meals. You can do your sign and sale card right there, or you can look at the main menu for the extra options, which again, I'm going to show you in a second. Drinks, desserts, all sorts of things there. Now these typically, as I was told, they open about 11. Most of the bars open about 9. But most of the food trucks and food places, at least I was told, there's a lot of miscommunication right now, open at about 11. So here we have 4 different food truck areas, and I'm going to show you the menus for all 4 in a moment. But basically we have foul play, we have flippin' fritters, we have the Calypso chicken, and we have the sea dogs, burgers, and dogs. So I'll start you with the seaside burgers and dogs menu. There's also one by Mingos restaurant that I'll show you in a while. So there are your Island Eats options, part 1. And there are your Island Eats options, part 2. So these are the free ones with a chocolate chip cookie. And then these are your upgraded ones that you can order if you want to as well. You'll get 25% off the first time. If you go back for a second one, you will pay full price. So that's the Sea Dogs. Now we have the Calypso Chicken Company. These are your Island Eats options, the free options. Again, these you will order on those machines. And then these are your pay options where you get the 25%. You'll see some drinks at the bottom there. You can get there as well. Or of course, you can go to the bars as well. Now we have Foul Play. This is where the wings are. And bear in mind that there's your Island Eats options. There are different food trucks in Calypso Lagoon as there are in the other lagoon, Starfish, which you will see in a moment. Some people say they're better on one side than the other, but everybody's different. So I'm not saying one side is better than the other. They're just different. Now your Flippin' Fritters is the last one. There is your Island Eats option on the side there. And these are your main options. Smaller menu, so I didn't cut this down quite as much. So they are your food truck options in Calypso Lagoon. Now we're going to go over to Starfish Lagoon and show you those food trucks. Similar look. Now I didn't notice the machines as much on this side. But again, you can walk up and order them. If you do use the machines, like I said, when your food is ready, they'll call your number. But we're just going to walk you down and show you these ones. And then I'm going to show you the menu. So on this side, you have sushi, you have the tacos, you have the subs, and you have the donuts. And the last one on the side there coming up will be the donuts. And again, I'm going to show you all the menus in a second, so don't worry about freezing it on these particular areas here. I'm going to break them down for you. Again, this is in Starfish Lagoon. It's kind of close to the Aqua Banners. So we'll do the Seafood Shack first. These are the subs and tenders. And as we have been doing, we'll show you the Island Eats options first. Again, with a chocolate chip cookie. Now, I ate in the main restaurants and I didn't get a chocolate chip cookie. I'm not sure if you're supposed to. But these are your extra options where you get the 25% off. Number one, number two. And again, as you'll see, you can get some drinks at the bottom. The main bars obviously have a lot more options. Now we're going to show you the sushi, the Streetery Sushiva. Just a couple of Island Eats options. Orange chicken roll or crazy California roll with a chocolate chip cookie. And then you have your fusion rolls, which will be for an additional price. I did not try these, so I don't know what they are like. I didn't even see any because I didn't see many people buying stuff there. But the island was fairly quiet when we went there. And there was an optional option. Well, optional keto cauliflower rice plus $5. Now we're going to show you the tacos. It's tacos, not taco. Again, these are your Island Eats options, the free ones. You'll know it ends when you see with a chocolate chip cookie at the bottom. And then we move on to this one. So I just one screen. So I left it running a little bit longer to see the pay options, 25% off options, I should say, on the tacos. And then last but not least, we'll show you the donuts. 4 mini donuts. These are your Island Eats options. These are your freebies. Now you get a shaved ice cup on these. I didn't see a chocolate chip cookie. And then these are your pay options, your 25% off options. Now we got these and everybody raved about how great they were. I personally didn't try any, but everybody else in my group did and loved them. Now I'm going to show you the Starfish Lagoon food hall. This is on the real opposite side. This is closer to Starfish Beach. So if you were to turn right when you very first come in, you could walk up to this. This is where your pizza and stuff is going to be. And I'm going to show you all those menus in a moment. So you will come in here. There is not one of these on Calypso, just on Starfish. So basically you'll come in you go up to one of those counters and you will say what you want. Now there's a different counter for each different type of food. And again, I'm going to break the menus down for you in a moment. So there's a Mediterranean one. There's another taco one, tacos and burritos. There's the pizza one, like I said. But I'm going to break down all of these menus for you. So you'll come in here, you'll go up to the counter of these of your choice. You'll see the shutters are down, but you'll order your food, and then you will go up to get it when it's ready. Plenty of eating places around. There's a swim-up bar there on the left. But again, this is the food hall in Starfish Lagoon. There's another land bar right there. So you have burgers and more, and there are your island eats options with a chocolate chip cookie. Again, these are spread on the wall across. There's 4 different ones, so you make sure you order which one you want, and these would be your quote-unquote pay options for those. And then there is one called Mediterranean Flavors, where you do that. You choose your base, your toppings, your protein, your sauce with a chocolate chip cookie. Don't forget the chocolate chip cookie. But there are also, if you wanted a second entree, there are the pay prices for those. There's the tacos and burrito bowls. And again, you choose your base, your protein toppings, and you choose your sauce. Guacamole slightly extra, as you can see, with a chocolate chip cookie. And these are your second entree price options. Then you have pizzas. These are your free options with the chocolate chip cookie, of course. And then, surprisingly, your second are the same toppings, but they're the prices. So they're the 4 options that you have. You make sure you pick the right one and go to the right line because they're at different shutters. Now I'm going to show you the Pearl Cove Beach Club. This is the adult only area. This will be part of the all-inclusive if you wanted to, or you could just go up and order a la carte. I think there's different prices. There's one just for entry, one for entry and drinks, and one for food, entry and drinks. With the food, you get one entree, one appetizer. Well, you get 3 items off the menu is what we were told. But I heard different stories from different people. The miscommunication is real, I can assure you. Hopefully it settles down. So take the numbers and stuff that come out on all these videos with a grain of salt, because they may not be 100% accurate. People genuinely don't know what's going on. Because I heard some people say with the all-inclusive, you get one of these as your appetizer. But I asked at the restaurant and they said you can pick one of these instead if you want it as your appetizer. So I honestly don't know. I don't like to tell untruths on these videos. But these are all the options on the menu. So if you didn't have the all-inclusive package and you wanted food there, these are the options that you have. You do need an entry pass to get into here at the minimum to get these. So that's the Pearl Cove Beach Club. Now I'm going to show you the main menus. This is the BBQ and Brews. This is on the Calypso Lagoon side, not far from the Calypso Lagoon food trucks, and fairly close to the first set of the over-the-water cabanas in the Super Villa. There's 2 of them. There's 2 like little kind of branches that run down. I'm going to do a separate video on all the cabanas. But this is the bar, and obviously there is a food area as well. This is very similar to Gills. Mingos is a little bit different. Mingos is also on Calypso Lagoon side, and Gills is on the Starfish Lagoon side. Now, I ate at Mingos and I ate at at Gills because I was here twice, and I thought the food was excellent. They do not have an island eats option here, but they do have a children's menu. I got the children's menu at Gills as Julie, but I did not get one here, unfortunately. So there is the options that you get, but we're going to show you the prices as well. So here we are, Surf and Sauce, Barbecue and Brews. There are the appetizer prices, and then underneath at the start of your mains, you're going to get 25% off of one item on here. And these are some handheld options. I handheld the menu so you can see my lovely thumbprint on the left. And it was very sunny, so it wasn't easy getting a picture of this. And there's some barbecue sharing platters. We did a sharing platter at Gills, which was excellent. So if it was half as good as that, you're going to be in luck. And desserts at the very bottom. Desserts at the very bottom, he says. And here is Gills Grill. This is on the Starfish Lagoon side. As you can see, it's fairly similar to the BBQ Brews, but I do notice they have more umbrellas here. Maybe they had umbrellas they could put out on the other side, but they hadn't yet. But there is your bar. I asked when this opened, and he said, when you show up. So that opens early. The restaurant, again, this is what they told me, opens at 11. This is close to the cabanas on the Starfish Lagoon side, similar to BBQ Brews is on the Calypso Lagoon side. If you kept walking past here, you would hit the Starship Lagoon food trucks. There's our lovely hostess. So Gills Grill, seafood and more. It's basically a seafood restaurant. These are your appetizers. Some salads and handhelds. And there are your mains. The Gills seafood favorites is what we got. It was very, very nice. Desserts at the bottom. And this is the one children's menu I got. So this will give you an idea of what the children's menu is like. It may be the same at all because this really doesn't apply to Gills. And then we got Mingos. This is on Calypso Lagoon side again. If you turn left when you first came in, you would get to this quicker than walking all the way around. It's kind of closer to Pearl Cove Beach Club, but this is where you would come in, see the hostess, and take your seat. As you'll see, it's slightly different to the other two restaurants. Now, I had the coconut chicken curry here, which was wonderful, although they did not give me my 25% off, and I never got it. This is, I went to the front, and they said, you didn't get a receipt, we can't give it to you. So the miscommunication, this is taken on the first view. They're going to fix it. But make sure you do get your 25% off at these restaurants. You are entitled. And if they say you are not, tell them, yes, I am. I sat at the bar. Maybe the bartender was one that didn't know. Because I was on my lonesome. Off to the right, there is a swim-up bar. And they actually had a DJ playing in here as well at times. But as you can see, this is a very different layout to the other two restaurants. There is a swim-up bar. And they also had a lot of stuff for sale here that was linked to Mingos, a lot of flamingo-based sale stuff, as it were. But this got very, very busy when there was only one ship in. I was on the Conquest. The first time I went in, there was just us. The second time, there was two ships. But when it was just one, it was very busy. These are your starters. You can get one item, 25% off. They got burgers. Again, I'm leaving these pictures up for 8 to 10 seconds just to give you an idea. So freeze if you want. And there are your mains. I had that coconut curry chicken. It was very, very good. But I didn't get my 25% off. Grilled lobster, a mere $39. And there are your desserts at the bottom. So I just want to show you one more thing before we wrap up. There was another little food truck, as it were, area. Beachside burgers and more. This is to the side of Mingos. Now, I didn't get a copy of the menu. You order it the same way on here. I am assuming, which is one thing you should never do, that this is the same menu as the burgers and more inside the food hall. So I'm going to put that menu up in a second, but double check when you get there because I could be wrong because they do offer some salad options there and everything. So I do apologize. I did not take a picture of this menu. So I think it's the same as the burgers and more in the food truck hall, but I'm not 100% sure. And this is the menu that is up there. It says burgers and more. The other one said burgers and more. So I'm putting two and two together and hopefully not making 10 because that probably wouldn't be good. So I'm not promising. I think this is correct. Allow me one. It was a very busy first couple of days. And then just to wrap up at the end with the Island Eat. So you get one complimentary lunch at the food trucks, the food hall, and all the good stuff in the main restaurants. And also at the food truck and the food hall, you have options where you can get 25% off of one entree. But if you do go back for seconds, you are paying the full amount and you cannot get more than one complimentary free lunch each. And don't forget there are kids menus at the restaurants. I showed you one from Gills. I think it's probably the same at all the restaurants, but not 100% sure again. Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget, subscribe, hit that bell, and you'll get notifications when new videos come out. And don't forget, click on the links to the left and right of me. You can watch playlists, new video suggestions, and more. Any questions? Email me, cruisingsuitguy@gmail.com. And don't forget, I'm a travel agent. Email for help.